what?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. No problem. Let's see.
Um, okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. I am Lucas Bashir. I am with Abdulkarim Sulaiman and Adejare Ibrahim. Uh, well, today we would be discussing Sheikh Gumi and his stance on the bandits. The Sheikh has okay. I'm trying to get the link across. So okay. So I'm trying to get
Harisah,
the link
kama ko
across. Okay.
wannan
So
ba
I
nan ba
sent you I sent you
wannan.
the link. Yeah.
There's there's no way I can post it on my wall without disrupting the broadcast.
Yes, yeah, no, of course, yeah, you can. We still have
Harisah, kama
about
ko
10 minutes to we have about 5 or 10 minutes
Okay, so
to do what we want to do
you sent the
exactly.
link. You sent the link.
Yeah,
Let me quickly do that. Let me quickly do that.
exactly. Fine, that's fine. Abu Arisa, do you want it in your inbox as well? Do you want the
Yeah,
link?
you can send it. I can, but I don't need it now. You can send it later.
All right, that's fine. And let me also do a little bit of broadcast on okay. You Malam Ibrahim, did you get the link, sir?
Yes, I've got the link.
All right, great. Okay. All right. So okay. So we Sheikh Gumi has been in the news, and some of his comments have generated or sparked debate and controversies. Maybe as far as the nation is concerned, banditry is something that is kind of worrisome to everyone. So while we do not necessarily want to waste too much of time, I think we did some introductions. I am Lucas Bashir. Uh, okay. Malam Abdulkarim, can you?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdulkarim Suleiman Abu Harisah. I'm talking live from Kano.
I'm in Kano at the moment as well.
Oh, you are in Kano too?
Yes, I know
We could
from
have,
Kano.
been in one place. We could have been in one place broadcasting live.
Yeah. Okay, we have Malam Ibrahim.
Can you see me? Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ibrahim.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam. Yes, we
Can
can.
you see me now?
No.
Ibrahim,
We
you are
can't.
not moving. Ibrahim, you are not moving.
Okay, you soon see me now. You soon see me now.
Yeah, I think he's probably doing something.
Yes, you soon see it. You soon see it. I
All
think
right.
it's all about network. So
Exactly. Well, we will be waiting for you anyway. Okay, guess first.
can you see me now?
Yeah, okay, yes. Let me add it to the stream. I
You
can't
can now add
see
me to
you.
the stream.
Hold on, let me add this. Yes, I can see you. No. Okay, yeah, we can see you. So I'm removing the other one. You are now
Okay,
two. So I'm removing this. All right. Yeah, we can see you now. Okay. Yeah. So we have Sheikh Gumi. The Sheikh has said some things. I think about 3 weeks ago, I wrote an article, Sheikh Gumi and his merry bandits. Okay, so I came across an open letter that Malam Ibrahim wrote to Sheikh Gumi, and I saw the response as well. So, well, I sent those things to some people who actually has an opinion. So the letter as well as the response. So I told the guys that Osho Open Space Discourse that well, why don't you just bring up this topic and discuss. So yeah, I think I'll be taking the con side because I have gone through what the Sheikh has said several times, and as far as the bandits is concerned, and I do not agree with 90% of them. So, well, that is just the introduction. So, Malam Ibrahim, you probably want to say something on that, followed by Malam Abdulkarim before we go into the topic properly.
No, you just set the ball rolling, and there's no problem. You can start it anytime you think it's worth it.
Okay. Malam Abdulkarim, do you want to say something for a start before I go on with?
Well, no, bro. Alhamdulillah, my opinion has been very, very known. As long most of the people that know me in the social media and people that know me personally, I have a very simple opinion because one of the area that I become so attracted to was the cost of rebuilding communities after war. Yes, I check the cost of rebuilding Iraq after Gulf War, and the cost of war in Afghanistan, and the crisis in Lebanon and other places. And home here, I'm so concerned about the flight of the IDPs, the deserted communities, the environmental impact, and then the cost of funding the war. You understand? Versus, so these are my major concern. And then I look at, because I'm a businessman, I always look at it in the segment of profit and loss. If you have two alternatives, that this is to fight war with 10 billion naira, and this is one to negotiate peace and continue with 1 billion naira. I myself, as a businessman, I'll go for the negotiation and the dialogue and save 9 billion naira so that I can use it to build roads and build estates. So this has been my opinion. I understand that most of the people that argue on this issue, they look at conflict resolution as a justice process. Conflict resolution is never a justice. They are not the same thing. They are entirely different things. In justice, you talk of equity, fairness, and retributions. But in conflict resolution, you talk of compromise, win-win situation, safety, and the rest of them. So that's, I look at, some people get emotional when you say that this one is a criminal and he has been destroying the society, vandalizing things, and then overnight people want to sit down and negotiate with him. It's a matter of option. It depends on the arsenal you have, the technical know-how you have, and the men you have on ground. If I have an enemy that will take me one day to crush, I will just crush him. I will not negotiate with him. But if I know that this enemy is sophisticated and it will drill me back, like what happened in the war in Boko Haram. We spent over 13 years fighting these ragtag terrorists. It cost us billions of naira. The money spent in fighting Boko Haram is enough for us to finish the rail work, the infrastructure, build new seaports, and build new airports. Unfortunately, we are still fighting. So actually, this one is within my opinion. I may agree with almost 80% of what Gumi said in terms of dialogue. I agree with it. But despite the fact, I have some reservations. So,
thank you very much for that short presentation. Well, before I wrote on, I think there's a background noise. Is it is it from your end, Malam Abdulkarim? There's a background noise.
I don't know. So, maybe you can give me a minute. Okay, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yeah. I made a video.
Let me just make an observation. Lucas, let me just make an observation before we go. There are some issues that we need to consider concerning this topic. I think what really brought us there today is about the letter I wrote and the one you also wrote to Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. Because we should not mix up the issue. When it comes to issue of
sorry, please. Can we do something about that background noise? Please.
You are making us.
I think the noise is not from my side.
Okay, all right, all right.
Please, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, better now. Yeah, fine.
Now, the issue is what really brought us here today is all about the letter we wrote to Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. It has nothing to do with either we support negotiation with the bandits or we are waging war against them. For a right thinking person should understand that peace is better than war. And at the same time, negotiation is better than war. No one is against negotiation, no one is against dialogue. But we are talking about the individual involved and the stance of the individual involved in this negotiation. When we talk about negotiation, you will talk about those you want to talk to, and at the same time, the government and the character of those that will negotiate. Are you getting it? These are issues. This should form the background of our discourse. Are we getting it? So
Yeah, yeah,
anything
we
we
are.
want to what we want to do should be based or should be built on this background. Are we getting it?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that has been my view concerning this program. When it comes to the take of Sheikh Gumi, that is what I really have issues against. I don't have issue against anyone that is ready to negotiate with bandits. If they are remorseful, if they are repentant, no one is against it. Are we getting it?
yeah, clearly.
So we
Uh,
Yeah,
can set the ball
Thank
very
rolling.
you
clear.
very much, Mala Ibrahim. Now, let me also say this. I agree. Okay, someone said something. Okay, maybe we can mute our audio so whoever wants to speak, then we
Okay.
unmute their audio. I think that's going to be fine. Okay, so all right, fine. Great. Now, um, I agree with everything Malam Ibrahim had said. And Malam Abdulkarim, in this our discussion, you have some questions to answer as far as you represent the opinions of Gumi. And whatever I have against the stance of Sheikh Gumi would be premised on his interview with Sheung of Channels Television, and it was that interview that made me write the article I wrote. Now, in that article, he was asked, that what did he discover when he listened to the bandits. You probably want to note these points. Okay, the Sheikh replied, a simple case of criminality which turned into banditry, which turned into ethnic war, and some genocide too happening. According to the Sheikh, this is not necessarily, one big crime or something. It is an ethnic war. And I think we all understand what an ethnic war is. So according to the Sheikh, please note this. I think, note that one. The Sheikh said that it is an ethnic war. And then number two, he also said again that we need to understand that there is an ethnic war ongoing in several parts of the nation. For example, in Oshun, we just have it everywhere, not to waste too much of time. So we want to understand, which ethnic group is fighting which ethnic group as far as the bandits, are concerned. That is one. And then number two, he was asked about um, the solution. Okay, he said the solution is suggesting is a dialogue and teaching, and he said that he also requested, please, Madam Abdulkarim, can you unmute yourself? Did you see the video? You saw the interview?
Yeah, I
All
saw
right.
the interview.
Okay, so you can confirm anything I say. Okay, so now he said he had requested amnesty for the bandits. That is secondly, because he thinks they are fighting for survival. And then he confirmed that they are not fighting for survival. men or the Niger Delta Avengers as far as the Southeast is concerned. So amnesty for the bandits. That is two. One, it says an ethnic war. So which ethnic groups are involved? Secondly, granting amnesty to these bandits based on their activities. Should we grant amnesty? Two. And then the third one, he said, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So if you watch that video, between the 16:00 and 17:00 minutes of that video, he said, and let me just act how he did. You see them. They call them killer X-men. Did they kill? Sometimes some of them are on drugs. Some of them are on drugs. So that killing is not killing. They want the money when they kill. It is mostly accidental. Maybe somebody who they took is sick, but tell me, who have they killed? Sheikh Gumi asked. Malam Adejare, please, am I not taking too much of time with my presentation? You can unmute yourself, please. All right, let's unmute
you aren't. You are not taking too much of our time.
Okay, fine. So, yeah, so he asked and said, who did they kill? You understand? Listen again, said, you see, they call them killer, X-Men. Did they kill? Sometimes some of them are on drugs. Some of them are on drugs. So that killing is not killing to, they want the money. When they kill, it is mostly accidental. Maybe someone who they took is sick, but tell me, who have they killed? That is one thing. So, and then again, Sheun told him, he said 50 people. The Sheikh now replied, he said, no, they don't kill. If they kill, in the they will keep people there. They want money from the people. So the Sheikh, I don't know, is if you saw the video, I don't know what he was trying to drive at there, whether I was trying to say they did not kill and he cannot prove that they have never killed before. Okay. So, and then he said again, he said, this is another thing. That is ethnic war. That is not banditry. So he now said again, Sheikh now referenced a video that the Sheikh made. You know, in that video, the Sheikh was telling the bandits that it was non-Muslim soldiers that attacked them, but they attacked both Muslims and Christians. Gumi told them that it was non-Muslim soldiers that attacked them. But Gumi said that the bandits attacked both Muslims and Christians. So I think Gumi was referring to a 2014 incident where the soldiers allegedly killed people. But the Sheikh in that video, if you watch, he avoided Sheikh's question that why exactly did you have to tell the bandits that it was Christian soldiers that attacked them? Okay. So also, okay, yeah, okay. I think I think so. For I am done. I think those are the questions I kind of have. I will leave the floor for you and Ibrahim now.
Okay, Lucas.
Yeah.
You see, if you understand in my opening statement, I told you that I'm in agreement with Gumi 80%.
Okay.
You remember?
Yeah, you did that. Yeah.
And then I told you I have some reservation on his approach. Number one thing that you should understand that Gumi is not a fantastic communicator. He's not a fantastic communicator. I've been following his dubs. There is noise in the background there. You're having noise in the background.
That's Malam Ibrahim.
Okay. I've been following Gumi's class online. I've been following his dubs. You understand? And Gumi is not very good at presenting some issues. I have to be very sincere with this. Okay. I think the issue that he's trying to say about ethnic war, I think this thing have to be with history. It's related to history, because without knowing the history of this bandit herdsman crisis, I don't think one will arrive at a proper understanding of what Gumi is saying or what the whole crisis is about. I'm a Hausa man from a very rural community. I grew up seeing Fulani and my traditional community fighting every year. Every harvesting season, we have problem with Fulani. You understand? Even I can tell you that last 3 months, I went to my village, head, and before we entered the village around 4 o'clock in the evening, there was a Fulani man with his cow eating somebody's crop after harvesting. So when we stopped, I called the Fulani man refused to come, so I speak Fulani to him. I called him, I speak Fulani to him, then he stopped. Then I asked him that this is the village head, why are you eating this man crop? And you know that people have closed from farm, go home. Is it not stealing? If you want the grass, why don't you talk to the owner of the farm? You can eat it free. Then the guy apologized to me and went. But at this situation, we have been fighting headers, farmers, as long as I can remember. Since I was a small boy. So it is not a new thing. The thing become a national issue and becomes so significant because the crisis was so much in the north, the banditry, the cattle rustling, and the other armed robbery that have been going in the interior bushes. So then these Fulani started moving south. They started moving south. So the influx of Fulani migration to the south, mid-belt, southeast, and south-south has attracted so much attention because people in the south have more media presence than we in the north. A lot of things happen in the north unreported, but a small thing will happen in Lagos or in Osun or in Ibadan. You will just hear it all over the media because you have fantastic media houses, you have journalists. Okay, what I'm trying to come is Gumi said that this thing is an ethnic war. It is a war between Hausa and Fulani. It's an in-house war that has been going for 100 years. If you ask any historian, will tell you this. Every blessed day, one Hausaman will fight with one Fulani because his cow has gone to the farm. Because we are living like this. Fulani and Hausa, they are like this. You understand? So any community you go, you see 50% Fulani, 50% Hausa. So the Fulani that remain in the bush, especially those Tuaregs that migrate, who went from one place to another, they are very fond of these activities. They'll just go overnight and they will eat your crops and they go away. And then we in the north, we know that most of the Fulanis that live within our vicinity, they don't do that. It's those ones that migrated that do this. Then, but in the south, it's a different issue. Because people in the south, when they want to retaliate, they wake up and see any Fulani man, they attack him. Okay, in the north, we have been fighting Hausa and Fulani. This is the ethnic war I think Gumi is saying. It has been fight between farmers and headers. And this is, let me tell you the reason. It's population issue into the livestock business. Lack of investment into the livestock business. Then the poor forest management, the forest officers are incapacitated and they are not even there. Because if the forest officers are around, that anybody that is migrating to any forest, they have to record that person and register him and his number of livestock. Where are you going to live? Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to graze? We don't have this data. It's very unfortunate. And now the victim, the major victim of this banditry crisis are the Hausas. You understand? And there's some part of the Fulanis. Because a lot of Fulanis have lost their stocks.
Can I just pump?
Yes, I think you can. Madam Adejare, please. Okay, please, before you do, I think I would want you to help me ask Madam Abdulkarim that what is the ethnic group of the students that have been kidnapped over and over again? Please, yeah.
That's what
let me before you confuse me with that question, Lucas, hold on. What I'm trying to say, I'm giving the history of the war
on this issue before Madam Abdulkarim goes further.
Yeah, let's hear
let me what I'm trying to
that Madam Abdulkarim needs to understand. We have established the basis of our discussion that it shall be premised on the take of Sheikh Ahmad Gumi as regards the criminal activities of these bandits and so many other criminal elements in the north. I, as a person, I'll talk as a social commentator, and at the same time, I will reveal the opinion of Islam according to scholars on this issue. Madam Abdulkarim is a Muslim, and he also understands the sanctity of life and how sacred the life of human beings are. In the Quran, God has said it without mincing words that it is haram, it is unlawful, it is forbidden for any soul or for any human being to take the soul of a fellow human being. In Islam, we have some principles. There are five major principles in which Islam is premised. It is called, I think, my brother is also learned when it comes to
Sharia.
Islamic knowledge.
Hmm.
As regards Sharia, they will understand the concept of Ad-Daruriyatul Khamsa. That is the five basic principles of Islam that has to do to what Islam has come to foster. Part of it is Hizul protection of lives and property, and at the same time, Hizul Earth, protection of human honor. We now want to ask Sheikh Gumi, that has been the spokesman of these bandits, and on so many occasions, his take has been in favor of these bandits. I would like to ask him, is he so oblivious of this important aspect of Islam that a whole Islamic scholar of his caliber is now making case for bandits? In many portions of the Holy Quran, God has said it that man qatala mu'minan, anybody that kills a believer or a soul that's innocent, the person, the reward for the person shall be hellfire. In Islam, taking another person's life. That is the angle I want us to discuss this issue. Sheikh Gumi is an Islamic scholar who I think should understand the sacredness of human lives. For him to be supporting bandits, that means he's derailing from the basis of his preachings.
Let me come in. Let me come in.
I'm coming. Let me explain further. Let me explain. In the letter I wrote, there's no point doubting the fact that these bandits are criminals. Bandits are terrorists. Bandits
Sheikh Gumi does not agree
are
that they are
armed
criminals.
robbers.
He does not agree.
Bandits are thieves. Bandits are destroyers. Having established this fact in many portions of the Holy Quran, Allah says, إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله. The recompense, the punishment for those who spread mischief on the land, like bandits we have, is to kill them. In this contemporary world, the government should wage war, a senseless one, against them. And apart from that, anyone that is caught among these bandits should be sued, taken to court, and be judged. And from that judgment, the statement of Islam is that anyone that kills should be killed. Because when Sheikh Gumi is getting it wrong, I'm coming. When Sheikh Gumi is getting it wrong in this, for him to be speaking on behalf of these bandits means is tactically supporting them. And his support at the same time is emboldening these criminals. What we are now saying is that as an Islamic scholar, hasn't he read all these portions of the Holy Quran to the extent that he's now making a case, an untenable case for bandits? That is an aspect. Another aspect of it is that Sheikh Gumi needs to understand is that in Islam, anyone that does not offend you, you should not harm the person. Bandits have harmed innocent Nigerians. We are not talking about religion now. We are not talking about maybe the victims are Christians or Muslims. What we are talking is that bandits are killing innocent souls. Or does Gumi want to tell us that he's not aware of these of the crimes of these bandits in many portions of the Quran? He should go and read it. It's there in Quran chapter 60 that لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين. Allah has not prevented you from waging war. Sorry, Allah has not prevented you from being in peace with those that do not fight you and those that do not evict you from your houses. That should be good to them and do with them injustice. This is the opposite of what these bandits are doing. And at the same time, for a person and his caliber of Sheikh Gumi, there's nothing like tribalism in what we are discussing. We are not talking about Hausas killing Fulanis or Fulanis killing Hausas or Yorubas killing Fulanis. No, that is not the case. The case is that some criminals are killing innocent Nigerians, and this should not be taken. Why will it be making case for them? This is what we're saying.
Well, Brian, you have spoken enough. I think I need to come in here.
Okay.
Number one, to the best of my knowledge, I've been following Gumi for more than 10 years, including his studies and his political comments and issues. I think if you are talking about understanding of Sharia and how to implement Sharia, Gumi is a teacher and is somebody that I respect a lot. That's number one. Number two, in solving crisis, you look at it like it's just like one pocket of criminals that the government will just go and arrest them and then prosecute them. It's not like this. You're talking of Niger State, Zamfara, Katsina, and some part of Sokoto, and large part of Kaduna Forest. If you are aware of this geography and know all the pocket of this situation, let me give you one example. There was a time a commissioner of Zakat was kidnapped in Sokoto. He was kidnapped, and the guy said the kidnappers put him on a motorbike and drive with him on that motorbike from around 10 o'clock in the morning till around 6 o'clock in the evening, over 300 kilometers inside forest. You understand? And during that forest, they are moving from one enclave of kidnappers to another. And then I found out from another vigilante group again, because I'm an online member of civilian JTF. I've been following up, getting informations from all the people who used to support community policing in different communities, both in Zamfara, Maiduguri, and other places. He told me that when these security agents came, the highest depth they can go into the forest is between 2 to 3 kilometers. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about security issues. Now you have a problem, and where you vindicate Gumi. Gumi did this thing, he has gone deeper. He has gone deeper than any one of us. He is more committed than anybody. He's more committed in this issue of banditry more than any social crusader. Because Gumi went to the bush, he has a first-hand information that we don't have. Gumi went and set classes to teach these people Islam. And the verses you are quoting from the Quran, these people, they don't know. The Sharia you are talking, they don't know. The only solution is either education or superior firepower. Education or proper policing of the forest. If one is missing, then one has to be available if you really want to solve this issue. If the army will map out these issues in condition without causing civilian casualties, without destruction to innocent people, and then can be able to map this guy out and nip them out, every Nigerian will clap for them. But let me tell you one thing. When you expose a large size of a state of Niger State, Kaduna State, Katsina State, and Zamfara State to a war, you know what you're saying. You're talking of millions of civilian IDPs. Farmland will not be cultivated throughout the season of the war, and no civilian will go out. And there is no travel within those areas. The area have to be properly mapped out and quarantine for military operation. And that is the heart of over 40 million people. So when we are talking about solving crisis, people should not attach sentiments. You understand? You talk of justice when you have proper system, societies on ground. This forest is lawless. It's lawless. And now we have somebody who engaged these criminals and they came out and we have seen what they have. Now we know their locations. This is one information that the security will be happy with. They can map out GPRS, they can map out their location, they can know their areas, and they can even identify their faces, even they come to town. That's a breakthrough in terms of security. I'm talking about it because if intelligently, in terms of intelligence, that meeting has exposed those criminals. We know their number. Before I was thinking that like 1,200, but with the meeting with the Gumi, we know that the criminals are many. They even have RPGs. They are not only operating with AK-47, that they can even shoot down a small plane. You understand? So this is something that the security agent have to look at it from the positive angle. Sorry to say. Let me arrive. I'm coming back on the issue of the sincerity. Let me arrive on the sincerity of Sheikh Gumi. As I told you that I have reservations. I have reservations on that area. But in terms of scholarship,
what 20% of what Sheikh Gumi does or says do you not agree with? Can you tell us about the 20% that you don't agree with?
The 20% I didn't agree.
Let me because
you're breaking me. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
Understand where we're coming from.
Yes, let me
ask this question.
Only question.
Innocent souls, those criminal elements in the bush.
Yeah. Come back.
What is your take on it?
Come back.
Those innocent souls that the bandits have taken justly.
Okay, Ibrahim. Yes. Ibrahim. Nobody can answer this question now. Our major target now is to stop the banditry.
Then you are not talking to the right persons. These bandits you are seeing in the bush, I've seen their interviews, I've seen their speech, and their should I say their psyche. These people are unrepentant.
No, you can't say that.
You judge people from what they say.
Let me give you one scenario. The intel
by their disposition.
Excuse me. The
intel people by their actions.
No. You can't decide. You can't decide.
And dispositions, and at the same time, the body language of these bandits.
No. You can't say that. You just got past from Quran.
We can say
you quoted a verse from Quran.
That these bandits
you can't say that.
Are unrepentant and
no. You can't say that. You can't say
Apart
that.
From that, these bandits that Sheikh Gumi is making a case for. What exactly?
You're contradicting your position. You quoted verses from the Quran. You quoted verses from the Quran, and I can still quote another verse from the Quran. That is Allah that has the hearts of men in His hand.
Explain. It's Allah that has the hearts of men, but no one sees the hearts of men. We shall judge human beings by what they do. Do you accept that fact?
That's correct. That's very correct.
Then apart from that, Sheikh Gumi, from many of his interviews, has said, or let me say in his presentations, has presented these bandits as victims of circumstance.
Before we go there,
because in one of his interviews on Channel TV, that was about 4 days ago, Sheikh Gumi had to say these bandits will not lay down their arms.
You are basing. You see where we have issue. You are basing your judgment. You are basing your judgment on channel interview. I'm basing my judgment of the 10 years I've been following Gumi.
I'm telling you, I'm basing my interviews on what Sheikh Gumi said.
No. The Gumi airport in the bush, the Gumi effort of opening classroom and teaching the bush planners knowledge of Islam and civic education. You should let me arrive. You should, no. Let me arrive. You should put everything together. You should put everything together and form an opinion.
I'm coming. As at last week, innocent Nigerians were still kidnapped. Some were killed.
See, somebody wants to stop.
Let me just conclude.
Now, listen, Ibrahim, because if you are talking like this, you are mixing this with emotions. I want you to look at this issue technically.
Criminal elements.
Okay, can we?
They have not learned anything. No. What you have been teaching people in the last 10 years does not manifested in their lives and disposition, then it's a pure waste. That means
you see,
another approach has to be adopted.
Malam Ibrahim and Malam Abdulkarim.
Ibrahim, you have not listened to me. You have not listened to me.
Okay,
Lucas, a minute. You have not. I have not concluded, but you are trying to raise a point out of my submission. Now wait, Ibrahim. Lucas, just give me 1 minute.
All right.
Okay,
give me 1 minute. I have not arrived. You are trying to make a point out of my statement. The Gumi interface with the bandits is no more than 3 months.
Thank you.
So following Gumi, I'm learning the Maliki fiqh from him. It's over 10 years since he started studying in Sultan Bello. So that one is entirely different. During those 10 years, I understand he has entirely different political opinion than me. There are some issues that he said that I don't agree. But this issue of interface with the bandits and seeking dialogue with the bandits is not an old thing with Gumi. It's just a new thing. Like 3 months, 4 months maximum. Even his interface with the bandits is no more than 3 months. It's a new thing. So we are talking on this particular new thing that I personally subscribe to dialogue and making peace with this bandit, and whatever it will cost government to disarm them, let them disarm them without compromising the reason into war. I want to repeat this statement. Without having the environmental catastrophe, without rendering people in Niger, Kaduna, Katsina, and Gusau IDPs in the heart of Nigeria, you understand? I expect government to agree with Gumi, continue the dialogue, set another committee.
No, you are getting it wrong. The issue of criminality is a state issue, which Gumi, before acting, did he hold any discourse with the government before acting? No,
Malam Ibrahim, we are going to go there. We are going to.
Gumi is a preacher.
Hold on, Malam Abdulkarim, hold on. Yeah, we are going to go.
He may be a preacher. We are in an organized society.
He went to the village to give. He went to the bush to give down.
Your hands.
No. You're making mistake. Going to the beach, you can go to village and give down.
I'm discussing. See, this issue. I'm discussing it from the point of law, from the point of Sharia, and from the
law has permitted him to preach. He's an Islamic preacher and he can go to any bush.
But the law has not permitted you to preach to criminals who are taking other people's lives.
Anybody, you can preach to criminals, you can go to preach. No, preachers go to prison, preachers go to bush.
Let me ask.
Can I come in?
Preachers that go to prison, preachers that go to prison, they are acting under law. Are you getting it? They are not acting in vacuum.
As you are going to the bush, you are acting under law. You cannot break traffic rule. You can't break traffic rule. You are giving them mileage.
For bandits.
Hold on. Okay.
You are not acting under law.
Are you telling me that
to make case for bandits? Who commissioned him? Then apart from that, has Gumi ever deemed it fit that he should report to the government? He hasn't. He has not done anything like that. And I'm coming.
You have seen. No. I didn't write. You're not following Gumi. You're not following Gumi. If you are following Gumi, you know that Gumi. When Gumi came back, listen, Lucas. This point that there is something you are missing. I think you are not.
Okay, I mute both of you. We are not hearing you, Malam Abdulkarim. You are on mute. Let's calm. Aha. I'm yeah. So let's calm. Let's calm. Okay. So I'm unmuting us, and I am unmuting you as well. So now I want to chip something in. I want to chip something in. Is
The video is no more showing.
the video?
Yeah.
It's showing.
It's showing now. It's showing. Can you see us?
It's not showing. It's not showing yet.
Well, we can see you.
That is.
Oh.
Adejare to come China.
Can you see us? Can you see me?
I cannot see you again, but I can hear your voice.
Okay.
But we can.
But can you see me? Ibrahim, can you see me?
I'm just seeing the past pictures, not video.
Okay, me, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing Lucas.
And hear the both of you at the same time.
Okay, Lucas, can I go ahead?
No, Madam Abdulkarim,
can I continue, Lucas?
Can you see both of us?
I can see all of you. I can see Lucas. I can see Ibrahim picture, but Ibrahim is not moving.
Okay, it's not moving. Well,
it's
I can
moving.
see both of you. Both of you are moving.
You are moving now. Ibrahim, you are moving. You just move. Ibrahim, wave your hand. Okay.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah.
Hold on, Madam Abdulkarim. Hold on. You can check the comment. People just want us to just chill. Okay, fine. Madam Ibrahim, can you see us now?
I can just see your pictures, not the moving pictures.
Okay.
Haris.
I'm thinking to the network. Okay. Let me remove and add you back to the stream. Okay. How about now? Can you see us? Can you see us now?
No.
I'm seeing you. I'm hearing everybody.
Mala Ibrahim, I'm thinking it is internet.
Ibrahim is not there. You have to bring him back.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's definitely coming back. Yeah, he's definitely coming back. Okay, so I'm adding him. All right.
Add me again.
All right. Can you see us now? Yes, we can. Can you see us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I conclude?
Madam Abdulkarim, and hold on, Madam Abdulkarim. Hold on. Now, I think it is important that we do not mix things. You have said a whole lot, Malam Abdulkarim, as well as Malam.
No, that was a statement. That was a statement, Ibrahim. I want to correct it.
Hold on. Yeah.
It's just one sentence. Just one sentence. Just one sentence.
Okay.
Ibrahim said.
Okay, but there's something.
Ibrahim said Gumi has not been reporting to government, and me, I have seen Gumi in Kaduna State Government House, and he went and give report to his governor.
Mr. Abdulkarim, hold on. What I understand is, one, El Rufai is not in support of everything Gumi has been saying.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I agree.
Hold on. When you do something in the States that the chief security officer of the state does not support, that is something. First point. Now, the second point here is you said Ibrahim was based his point of argument on the interview Sheikh had with China's television, but you said where you are talking as someone that has been listening or learning from Gumi since about 10 years ago, but you made a contradictory statement by saying that he has not started his outing with the bandits it was just about 3 to 4 months ago. So whatever he's saying now, whatever the Sheikh has said, as far as the bandits are concerned, has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. With what you have been learning from the Sheikh about what's it called 10 years ago. Now, this we have heard from the Sheikh. Several news media outlets have reported what he has said. Hold on. But he sat down. He sat down with Sheikh of China's television, and then it was his words that we are quoting. We are not even quoting what the nation said about him or what the son said about him. We are talking about what the Sheikh himself has said. But before we go on, because I have gone through again his response to Ibrahim's letter, which I would want us to discuss some point. But the 20% you don't agree with in Gumi's whatever it is. Can you please let us know? And then we go on with it. Please, the 20%.
that's
tell us the 20%. Let him just tell us 2%
the
of what he
20% that
disagrees on.
I disagree with Gumi.
Okay.
So you want me to talk about this?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, the 20%. Number one, I disagree with his approach that make the government look for us. The approach that actually these utterances he made that make the government look for us and weak. Number one, I'm not comfortable with this as a citizen.
What type of statements
it will give
those?
No. If you have been following the interactions, the discussion, and his interview, he made a lot of statements that like those victims were victims of poor governance and the rest of them. You understand?
Okay,
that's an issue that I found. Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue I found very uncomfortable because I'm not doing well or I'm subjected to poverty. It's not a reason for me to be a criminal. I have a lot of brothers in my village that in the whole year.
For saying that, God bless you.
No, that's very true. Okay. It's just a fraction. I'm not trying to pay you lip service, Ibrahim. I'm still with him 80%. So I'm coming. I'm still coming back to 80%. Yeah, I have brothers and relations in the village who doesn't make 50,000 naira in a year. Honestly, I have a lot of relations that never seen a 50,000 naira in bulk in the whole of their life, but they are living very happily with their children and they are managing. They buy one cloth in a year during Salah. And they buy rafa for their wife during Salah, and they live on. They manage. They are moving. So I have lived all over Nigeria. I live in Niger Delta. I live in the Yoruba land. I was in Lagos for almost 3 years. I was in Niger Delta for 15 years. I have seen a lot of oil producing community that eat only once in a day, and they have not joined the militancy. I have seen it. I have seen many poor Niger Deltans that don't have anything to do with militancy, and they are very poor. You understand? And I have seen a lot of Fulani who lost their cow, who lost their source of revenue, and they have not become criminals. They are managing with the little that remain with them. Okay, I disagree with him on that. We should not give people excuse. We should not give people reason to ride upon. Because government have failed in social place, then it's a reason for citizens to become. I disagree with that.
Sorry, Malam Abdulkarim. Now, when he said that these people are victims of bad governance, all those and all that, or poverty or something, as an Islamic scholar and as a learned person, so what do you make out of that? Is it that
can I just talk on that?
All right, please then.
No, Brian, not you, Brian, not you again. Okay. Alhaji Brian, not you again, not you again. You have been bashing the Sheikh. Let me arrive. This is my question. I should answer it. Lucas.
Ask the question again.
Lucas, come back with that question again.
Okay, fine. Now, you do not agree with the Sheikh.
Is there any justification for criminality because of maybe bad governance?
Now, yeah,
there is no criminality.
You do not agree with the Sheikh on that. Now that the Sheikh
I honestly, by my own affiliation as a Salafi, you understand, I know what it means to obey the rulers. Even they are beating you and breaking your backs. Even they take your wealth and take your wives. You should give them your because the obedience is of two types. Allah asks you to obey the rulers. At the same time, Allah asks the rulers to be nice, to be just.
Let me ask this question very well. All right, let me ask this question very well. Now, you don't agree with the Sheikh with what he said that
on that I disagree with him on that statement.
Hold on. You don't agree with him. You disagree with him when he said by poverty and bad governance led to it, blah blah blah. Now, when he said that, there are some things we do not agree with, and you think we probably might not understand because we have not been into the bushes, with him, and probably because we have not been learning from him for about 10 years, like you have said. Now that you don't agree with him on this, and then the Sheikh has said that, do you think he said that as a scholar of Islam? Do you think he said that as someone who is concerned as far as humanity is concerned? Or do you think, why do you think he will say something like that? Or you just think probably is, so maybe, okay, why you don't agree with him now? I hope you are not coming to we, because we think, hold on, his overall statement, hold on, his overall statement, as far as the bandits are concerned, we feel that he's trying to back them, give them a justification, you understand, and make a case for them. So this point that you don't agree with, what do you make out of it? Is it that he made a mistake, or that he's trying to make a case for them, or it is a certain level of Islamic knowledge or feeling for humanity that we do not understand that he knows? So I think, yes, say something about that.
Okay, Imam Musa Lucas, number one,
Yeah.
at my age, I cannot pass judgment on a scholar on a single opinion. I can't. It is not justice. It is not done. It is not done. It will never be done like that. Imam Malik said the only person that you cannot do rudud for is the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You understand? Being a scholar is not absolute. It's not mutlaqan. He cannot be absolutely 100% perfect. Even to the best of our scholars, you find the best of our policy makers, the best of our scientists, they make one error, because there is what we call theory of logic. You understand? Theory of inconclusiveness. Even a madman, to his own logic, he feels like he's 100% perfect. You understand? Even the best professor in this country, if you check it, put him under the scale of theory of logic, you find out there is a 1 comma in one of the things that he did. And this is one of those comma that the Sheikh Gumi did. To my own opinion, you understand? Like, sorry to say, if I have been doing mining, I did mining. I was in the bush as an artisanal miner. And I live in the bush and I have seen what is happening. I was even in Zampara, Maru site. I went to the bush. The guy that took me to one side to give me the site is a Fulani man. He speaks very good Fulani. But when we went to the bush, the people who found out the type of Fulani they are speaking is not a Nigerian Fulani. And they are carrying weapons. This thing I'm telling you is almost 3 years ago. And those people, they are not Nigerians. And you have to settle them before you enter the forest. And everybody in Zampara is aware of these Fulani people. Okay, now Sheikh Gumi has, he knows something, and whatever he knows is not absolute. There is something that he doesn't know, and there is some judgment he may pass in ignorance. That's why I disagree with him on making that statement publicly.
We are now reaching a compromise.
We are not reaching any compromise, because I still agree that there will be a dialogue. There will be a dialogue with those people, and they should be settled in that bush.
Let me just say this.
Okay, go ahead. Let me just have my tea.
Wait,
differences of opinion.
One point of the 20%. We are dealing with just 1 point of the 20%. All right.
That point represents almost 10%. That point represents almost 10%.
Let me just make this issue clear.
All right.
Firstly, I'm very happy that Malam Abdulkarim is learned, and at the same time, he understands some basic concepts of Islam. When it comes to differences of opinions among scholars, yes, a scholar will have an opinion, and at the same time, another scholar will have a different opinion, and both of them will be right. I know that he understands that concept. But at the same time, when it comes to the issues of fundamentals, the protection of lives and property of human beings falls under the issues of fundamentals. There shouldn't be differences of opinions on these when human beings, either Muslims or Christians, are losing their lives. Abdulkarim has gone.
I think it went. I think it probably might be his network. So we are going to wait for him. So if we wait for about 3 minutes, I can just put a call through to him.
Okay.
So it has been a very funny.
Well, let me just explain this. Let me just explain this concept.
Yeah. Okay. People have questions anyway. Yeah, we're with you.
Which I felt so happy the moment Abdulkarim said it, that there may be some concepts that Sheikh Gumi is unaware of, also ignorant of. There is difference between saying I understand Arabic language, and at the same time, I have memorized a large portion or the whole of the Quran, or you know some hadith of the Holy Prophet. Islam goes beyond that level. It has to do with understanding and understanding your immediate and remote environment. When it comes to issues of sanctity of lives and protection of human beings and their property, Islam frowns at destruction of these you know value of human valuables. So at the same time, what brought the concept or the this topic or this discourse is all about the loss of lives and property of innocent Nigerians. As long as Gumi stance has not reduced the loss of lives and property, then there's nothing it will tell us that we will accept or we will believe, especially when we see that all his utterances are in favor of these criminals. And should I tell you one thing?
Okay.
When it comes to dealing with criminals, you use carrot and stick approach. You use carrot approach when you see that these people, if you strike terror into their hearts, they'll back down. Or if you draw them nearer and give them what they want, they'll back down. You use carrot approach. Those people, you can offer them amnesty. You can dialogue with them. You can talk to them. You can compensate them. But these bunch of criminal elements we have seen in some northern parts of Nigeria are in no way remorseful. They are in no way, should I say, unhappy with what they've been doing. As a result of this, the government does not need to negotiate with this kind of people. If we negotiate with bandits, that means we have to negotiate with armed robbers, we have to negotiate with kidnappers, have to negotiate with Yahoo boys, we have to negotiate with all forms of criminals in our society.
Okay.
As a result of this, things will not go the way it should be.
Welcome back.
Sorry, network. Someone called me on the phone, and he just break the network.
Okay.
I missed some of the points Ibrahim is raising.
The point I'm raising is this, and it's very simple. I love your take or your last statement you said about Sheikh Gumi, that maybe his take or stance on some issues is born out of ignorance. I'm not saying Sheikh Gumi is an ignorant, but at the same time, you cannot know everything. There's no one has absolute knowledge of issues. What I know, Sheikh Gumi may not know. What Sheikh Gumi knows, I may not know. It's not really about maybe I understand, maybe I'm a PhD holder in Arabic and Islamic studies or whatever. What I'm saying is this. When it comes to the issue of differences of opinions among scholars, Islam has a laid down principle that there are some issues that you need not have differences of opinions over. Issues that concern loss of lives and property. There can never be differences of opinions of scholars on it. Are you getting it? What Gumi has been doing has in no way reduced the loss of lives and properties, has in no way curbed crimes. What Gumi is doing has in no way stopped the excesses of these bandits. As a result of that, there can never be differences of opinions over that. The sanctity of lives, the sacredness of human lives is non-negotiable. It can never fall under the issue of differences of opinions. In Islam, we call it umur al-ikhtilaf bayn al-ulama. Are you getting it? As a result of that, what we are saying is this: making case for bandits is tantamount to making case for criminals. Making case for bandits is tantamount to making case for terrorists. These people, they have killed, they have maimed, they have stolen other people's property. As a result of that, there can never be any justification for their actions. Are you getting me? And God has said it. The edict of Nigeria, I mean the constitution, frowns at the laws at taking the lives of fellow innocent human beings. Let me tell you one thing. These are bandits. From what Sheikh Gumi has said, from his letter, I was not the person that wrote the letter. It was Sheikh Gumi that wrote it himself. And you understand that when it comes to the issue of Sharia, what you wrote yourself as a sane human being will be taken as your thoughts and your opinion, and at the same time your stance on an issue. Do you believe that? That's the reason why some scholars will write some things, other scholars will do a kind of what is it called? Rejoinder. Are you getting it? So as a result of that, the stance of Sheikh Gumi on the issue of banditry is as wrong as anything. I'm not talking about negotiating with bandits now, but making case for them that bandits have reasons for criminalities, that some of them have been killed by Christian soldiers. How did he know that the soldiers that killed bandits were Christians? These are issues that we need to tell Sheikh Gumi that is very wrong on. Are you getting me? And at the same time,
how did he know that they were Christians?
I want to say something. I want to say something.
Let me just continue. Let me just give me like 3 minutes for me to conclude. Now,
I want to say something.
Come on, let me just give me like 3 minutes. Just give me like 3 minutes. I'll soon round off. Sheikh Gumi has attached an ethnic dimension into this burning issue, which I think, as a respected Islamic scholar, it should not be caught up in the web of tribalism. This is pure tribalism. From the letter I wrote, I never mentioned Yorubas or Hausas. And at the same time, Sheikh Gumi has made some unfounded statements against me, which I think does not befit his caliber. He said, so maybe because my name is Adejare, he thinks I'll think in the line of some people in the Southwest. If you ask and make confirmation from people, Adejare Ibrahim has been one of the loudest voices against persecution of Fulani, especially the innocent ones among us in the Southwest. I was part of those that wrote so many articles against the maltreatment being meted out to some innocent Fulanis. I'm not against the criminal elements among them being treated like criminals, but some Fulanis in our midst were maltreated, which I felt so unhappy about, and I wrote so many things about that. This is what Sheikh Gumi did not know before making his unfounded statement against me that I was part of those maybe that persecuted Fulanis in the Southwest, especially in the
Ibrahim, you have spoken. You have spoken enough.
Gumi in his response said that he does not expect an honest advice from someone
from the Southwest.
Exactly. So, when I read that, it further, it further made me conclude more that there is a tone of, tribal bigotry in the stance of Sheikh Gumi. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Let me come in. Number one, I want to clarify my my position, because I've seen one comment by Ashraf Blackman that I'm not even denying that bad governance, you motivate criminality. That one is true. You can't take it away. Bad governance promote criminality because people go scot-free. So that one, I'm not changing that position. If the government is effective, all these criminal elements will not come up. So let's rule that thing out. Okay, and the issue, I see like Ibrahim, your issue with Gumi is having a diverse issue. Number one, I'm one of the Hausa people that honestly respect Yoruba. I appreciate Yoruba very well. You understand? Personally, I have almost all my friends on Facebook, they are Yorubas. Because I love their zeal, I love their dedication to education, their quest to know more, you understand, and the value they attach to their Islam. Honestly, I can say it all over. If Dampodio were from Yoruba land, so the whole of West Africa could have become Muslim by today. I have that belief. You understand? I just say it, so I don't care whose ox is gold. I just say this thing. If Dampodio is a Yoruba man, the whole of Africa, I believe by God's grace, they will be all Muslim. Yoruba people are very strong and dedicated people. And help can come from anybody. Help can come from anybody. This is one of the part of the 20% I disagree, because I don't believe in these ethnic issues. But the issues of
okay. Part of the 20%. So part of the 20% now, we understand.
Yeah, no, ethnicity.
Hold on. Malam Abdulkarim, hold on, please. We asked you to just give us an idea of the 20% that you do not agree with. The first one is that saying bad governance or justifying the reason why they should become bandits. Okay.
Crime should not be justified.
Now the second one is that you do not agree with some of his statements that has to do with maybe some that connotes tribal bigotry ambition.
Yeah, I didn't accept that.
So you agree that he kind of even though he is an Islamic scholar, are you accusing him of some form of tribal bigotry?
No, I can't call it. I can't say that to him.
Okay, you don't agree with him on his tribal what? Okay, I don't know.
No. That tribal issue, I disagree with him on the tribal tag. No, this the tribal tag is not.
Do you know one thing?
Not me on media. I'm not that tribal man.
Has nothing to do with
yes, I don't have anything to do with it. But I'm not denying. I'm not denying the facts.
I'm coming. It's quite unfortunate that Sheikh Gumi attached tribal sentiment into the issue. Then at the same time, as a scholar, we think it is. It should never be one-sided, or it should never side an ethnic group over another one.
Let's narrow,
my brother.
Let's narrow down our talk. We are putting more emphasis on his persona, and that's against my method of discussion. Let's look at
Malam Abdulkarim. At some point, maybe the identity of the speaker, whoever, actually matters. Do you know why? Because when I read some things he was saying, and when I listened to his interview, the things he said when he was having this interview with Sheikh of Channels TV, and when I read his response to Ibrahim, you understand? What I could sense is that this man has a bit of this tribal superiority or supremacy or something. So if that would now make me say something about his personality, I don't know that I am not civilized to the extent of not dealing with his personality here. So if you, who is here to take the pro side, of his kinds of banditry, I say that part of the 20% that you don't agree with is his statement on tribe, as for those tribal bigotry, then we probably might not be wrong. So because now when he wrote the response to what's it called, Ibrahim, he said that, are you with me? He said he does not expect a honest advice from someone who, how did he even put that word? Hold on, please hold on for me. Just give me a sec. Okay, it's here. So he said, hold on. So I don't expect a bit of honest advice from a person who has not established that he or she has heard both sides of a conflict, or even has displayed consistency in opposing evil from whoever it emanates, even if it is against himself or his tribe or region. A Sultana who has not spoken against the criminalities of lynching Fulani herdsmen in the south by his tribal hoodlums and killing their cattle has no ethical ground to admonish others. Now, I am asking you, when you hear this, and thank God, now this is not even debatable now. I agree that Sheikh Gumi is a tribal bigot. I am very, very well convinced that he considers a tribe to be. Hold on. I think that he considers a tribe to be above another, and that is why I keep saying ethnic war. Now that you also agree that it is an ethnic, you don't agree with his tribal bigotry, but you agree that it is an ethnic war. All the people that have been killed, all the people that have been paying ransoms, all the students that have been kidnapped, we are asking you, ethnic war, ethnic battle between which ethnic group and which ethnic group? And as a Muslim, as an Islamic scholar, can he tell us, or can he be so sure that people who have been at the receiving end of this banditry and the bandits and their nefarious activities, can he tell us in all honesty that all the victims that have been that they are from the other ethnic group, if there's a name for this ethnic group at all? Do you understand that? When you say there's an ethnic war, the ethnic war is between which group? Hold on. The ethnic war, the ethnic battle is between which group? Is it a group? Okay, all right, fine. I think, okay, that's okay. So I think that's the question now. Malam Ibrahim,
let me make further comments on the issue.
Okay.
What's the question?
Hello, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
My little daughter is disturbing.
Yeah.
I'm getting to her.
Okay, you see what?
There is
what Gumi wrote.
Gumi said, hold on. Gumi said,
I'm going back. I'm not responding to that. I'm responding to what he wrote.
Yes.
So what he wrote. Yes.
Now, if you don't blame Gumi,
look at
you don't blame Gumi. Gumi said he's not going to take. Yeah, you will not blame Gumi if he tell you that he's not going to take advice from people like what's the name of that Sunday Ogo? Is this Sunday Obolo or Sunday Ogo?
No, there's not.
Let me arrive. When you are talking, I listen. When you are talking, I listen. If Gumi tell you that he's not going to take advice from OPC, or he's not going to take
he was replying Ibrahim now.
Ibrahim, a minute, let me arrive. If Gumi say, okay, Ibrahim, so Gumi is defining you as somebody who has not shown sympathy to the North.
Yes.
And is defining you as somebody who has not stand for our people who have been killed in the Southwest.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me come now. Let me
share my screen.
Maybe possible. Maybe he's not aware of your peaceful contribution.
Injustice against the people of the North. And
is my screen. Can you see my screen?
Can you see
screen? This is what Gumi said in the letter. Read. Here is it. Can you read? This is my screen here. Can you read it?
It's too tiny.
It's too tiny. I can't read it.
Too tiny.
I'm using Android.
Hold on. Let me magnify it.
Read it and let him.
No problem. Let
read it and let him.
Ibrahim.
Yes.
Okay.
It depends on the content of your letter. Because this thing we are reading is a reply to the letter.
There was never any paragraph where I mentioned Yoruba or Hausa or Fulani or whatever.
I don't know the content of your letter, because let me be very honest with you. Like, technically speaking, when you are talking about all these regional issues, I know there is this discomfort feelings between the three regions of Nigeria. There is some fantastic Yoruba people that care about northern Nigeria, like Tinubu is in Kano today. Tinubu is in Kano. There is no way somebody will come and tell me that Tinubu doesn't like northern Nigeria. Anybody that you have to convince me, because I follow his antecedent. Even during the election of Buhari, when they're trying to have one candidate, we have over 10 candidates. Tinubu entered his plan from Lagos to Kaduna and gather all our politicians in the north. He said that we Yoruba people were not going to vote any one of you. We will vote Buhari, because Buhari respects people and Buhari is disciplined, and the Yoruba like respect and discipline. So none of you have this type of caliber. So he used that opportunity and he unites our politicians, and we got Buhari as a president.
So like, don't let us digress.
Listen. Now listen.
You don't agree with Gumi.
Your question doesn't deserve yes or no. It deserves narration and antecedent, because you can't just have a complex.
Okay, let's leave that. Okay, how about this?
Yeah, well, it's a complex question that you have.
Okay,
you know, Gumi doesn't know. Apart from this issue of banditry, no, I don't. Yeah, Gumi doesn't know Ibrahim. Maybe the content of Ibrahim later is what Guri responded to, because every reaction has a counter reaction.
Well, I think it's something. I think he's not replying to the content of Ibrahim's letter. I think there is this something like maybe it's kind of cynical or paranoid. So if you have had a certain thought process or a mindset against a certain set of, for example, I made a video yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, and I was talking about the history of Ilorin, but someone has written a very wrong history of Ilorin. So a guy who shared a reputation to that wrong history came to my live video. He did not know what I was talking about. He just said, "Don't talk about Ilorin when you don't know." Don't talk on what you don't know about. You don't know Ilorin people. And I was not even talking about the Ilorin people, but he has a mindset. So if someone has a mindset against a certain people, you understand? So regardless of what the person writes, whether you read, whether you don't read, they are going to react that way. If you are opportune to go through Adejare Ibrahim's letter, there is nothing that suggests any form of I have something I'm not
advising.
No, it's not. But let's drop that. The question that is most important now is that Sheikh wants us to believe that it is an ethnic war. And you know that an ethnic war, I can't fight an ethnic war myself, right? So it is either how many, hold on. How many parties? Hold on, please. How many, since you are a student of East anyway, well, like that, how many parties are involved in the ethnic war? Hold on. How are you sure? Wait now, Malam Abdulkarim. Now, how are you sure that the victims who have been at the receiving end of this banditry, how are you sure that they are within the confines of the ethnic groups involved? That's my question to you.
Okay, it will be possible Gumi wrote that letter during the Ibadan crisis when the Sasha market was under fire. Maybe that's when he wrote that.
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that was the day of, maybe that was the day of publication.
Let's say you don't understand.
No.
Let's say you have an idea about it, and let's get over with that. You probably don't have an idea about that.
Okay. Conclusively, it might be his personal opinion.
Okay.
Which is
wrong. Which I told you that I don't have that ethnic thing in me. I don't have it.
How many ethnic groups are fighting?
Yeah, I live in different parts of Nigeria. I believe in the south there are good people and there are bad people.
So
I believe in the north, as believe in the north there are good people, there are bad people.
Do you think do you think
let him conclude. Lucas, let him conclude.
Okay, okay.
Let me arrive.
All right.
And among the issues of the 20% that I've been talking about is his own reaction, his counter-reaction method. You understand? He's very reactive. He's a very reactive personality. That's one of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Even during the classes, he do some statement and some reactory issues. But I don't want us to divert from the point that attracted me to this discussion.
Okay.
Sure.
The point that attracted me to me, my major point, that's the really topic on this discussion, is the negotiation with the bandits.
All right.
And that's what the area I want, because that's the area that made him popular. This reaction, because the issue of these ethnic issues, the issue of is something that we just come is among the escorts. But the real main subject matter is the government to negotiate with bandits, and that's what constitutes 80% of my support. You understand about it? Yes, and it's unfortunate we have not delved into that issue thoroughly, because I'm looking at it on the issue of crisis management, dialogue, and conflict resolution in a situation whereby we have gross inefficiency in our security architecture. You understand? And a country that is trying to survive economically, and I know what cost of war do to any country's GDP, what it does to the economy. You understand? Big countries like US, they're still suffering from funding of war. You understand? Cost of war. That's one of the issues that America was sleeping, funding war, and China overtook America overnight. Despite their breakthrough in technology, the IT, whatever, China took over. You understand? While America was busy fighting the Arabs. So my own opinion, independently, that has a little collaboration with Gumi's opinion to large extent, is number one, because when I did the audit, that's time chart for the war in the middle, in the northeast, we spent over 12 years practically fighting Boko Haram, real gruesome fights. We know a lot of things. It exposed a lot of things, weakness in coordination, weakness in hardwares, weakness in capacity, a lot of things that we don't need to speak in a platform like this, which is a classified report that the security agents will not like civilians like us talking about it. Okay, and then the Ahl al-Sunnah in northern Nigeria, we could have fought that war without weapon. When Sheikh Jafar and Sheikh Fantami, who is the Minister of Communication now, engaged Muhammad Yusuf in an open dialogue, where he proved to him that his manhaj is wrong and is faulty and is of the Khawarij. We could have handled him in this type of dialogue, including his members. But one thing we succeeded was the scholars stand off and made recruitment into Boko Haram impossible. Then they start kidnapping people to take to the bush. But people willingly don't subscribe to Boko Haram and they don't recruit. Okay, now if you look at that case closely, now look at the case of bandits. The case of bandit is like a business that is flourishing. We have the war in Benghazi that have excess weapon coming to Niger. Ask anybody that is doing business with Niger. There is one time they call it Arle. If you go there, you can buy gun. Hello?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you go to Arle, you can buy gun as you can buy rice. So, and then the border from Gusau up to Katsina State is for us. And the only way we can be able to stop this thing is to get Nigerian bandits to agree to drop their weapon and work with Nigerian securities. Let me be very honest with you, that even if we succeeded in curtailing local bandits, the foreign inflow and caution of the bandits coming from the porous border is another challenge for the Nigerian security. And even the Fulani, the learning of holding weapon by the Fulani, you understand, they learn it from foreign Fulanis. Fulanis coming from Mali, trekking to Niger, from Niger to South Central Africa. There is a long cattle route. That all the Fulanis that follow that route, they used to go with a gun. Nigerian Fulanis, they learn from those foreign Fulani how to hold gun. It's a history of crisis. Because those people have to protect their cattle, they have to protect their stock till their fostering destination. So now, Nigerian Fulanis, they were just learning this thing. They are learning this thing. And the only way you can stop it is to get them involved and bring them back to normal, to sanity. And use them again to fight any foreign incursion. One of the biggest breakthrough that Nigerian army had, you understand, was the intel they had from repentant Boko Haram.
Okay.
If you just go and read the history, you read their breakthrough, you read their thing. The people that repented from Boko Haram, they went to the Nigerian army and they cooperated, they collaborated, and they gave them information where they used to bury their mines, where they used to hide their weapons, how they used to come when they want to attack. They gave the military all those information. But before, we would just be hearing that they attack Borno, they do this thing, they do this thing. But overnight, is the Nigerian army that started advancing and hitting them in their own positions.
Okay.
Hello, are you there with me, Musa?
Yes, I am. I'm here with you. Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes,
are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm not hearing you. You are very faint.
Very faint?
What about Ibrahim is not here?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now? I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Okay. Because people get emotional when you said you want to dialogue with criminal, but the criminal keep causing mayhem every day, every 2 weeks, every 1 week. You kidnap large chunk of people. So now the cost is the other keep stealing people and keep kidnapping people, or we make them stop kidnapping people, and then our military gets ready and our security get ready to fight them, or they keep stealing, and then our army and the security are getting prepared and are getting organized to fight them. It's a very, very, very terrible option. We have a short option that the federal government and the state government will work with the local security and local vigilante and create a dialogue whereby these dangerous guys will drop their weapons and their enclaves will be identified, their location will be registered and will be fully policed. You understand? The area will be policed and occupied by the security agencies. If it is settling them to start farming or doing cattle rearing, anything, they should just get busy doing something. It's just a win-win situation. Or we should wait for Nigerian army to get ready, get the required equipment, get the required drones, get the military intelligence to get the aerial view of that area and capture the whole area and keep fighting them, which will take us another 10 or 7 years, as we did in Boko Haram. Sorry to say. You understand? I'm not praying that.
All right. I think we have.
I'm not hearing you. You are very faint. Lucas, you are very faint. I'm not hearing you.
People say you can hear me. Malam Ibrahim, can you hear me? Am I clear?
I can hear you well.
Very clear. I think it is his network. I think it's your network, Abdulkarim. So I want him to hear me clearly. I think we have to differentiate between crimes that are ideological and crimes that are not. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. Now, there's a question here on the screen. It says, dialoguing with bandits show the deficiency of the state and its government. If government negotiates with a set of bandits, another set of bandits will emerge thereafter. Bandits should be arrested, prosecuted, and killed. Now, when we compare banditry to the likes of freedom fighters, we call them, let's say freedom fighters like the likes of the men.
Call them militants.
Let's call them militants, all right? Or the Niger Delta Avengers. So that's the question I'm asking that you have not answered. We have the Niger Delta Avengers. Now, they have a case against the Nigerian government. They said they have been marginalized. They said that the environment, their place has been exploited, and then they have been left with nothing. Now, that is ideological. So what is ideological about banditry?
Let me explain. Let me answer that question. Firstly, what we need to understand is that
This
the case
this
of
question is my question because he's talking about dialogue, and I'm the one supporting the dialogue. It's my
let
question.
me just let me just add to the
You
question so
compound,
that you'll
you
be able to
compound the
answer.
question. This is my question.
Yeah,
Ibrahim, you compound the question. It's my question.
Okay,
Is it
answer
no
it.
question from
Answer it.
Abdullah Ibrahim Babatunde?
Answer it. Answer it.
yeah.
Answer it.
Okay. What I sympathize with Ibrahim because as he's talking about deficiency of government, I don't need to say anything about deficiency because if American troop will come within 2-3 hours to the Zamfara forest and rescue one of their citizens back to Niger Republic with an Apache helicopter, I don't need to go further. You understand? And what people fail to understand that Gumi was a military officer. He's just not a common malam. He's a military man. He studied war. He studied defense. And that's in any war that is what you do, what we call SWOT analysis. All of you know SWOT analysis because you know how to measure your strengths, efficiency, and deficiency. You understand? So now the drones that will give aerial surveillance, I mean the payload carrying drones that can launch attack, they start coming to this country just recently. In over 5 years ago, I did a presentation at the DSS office under my company with some foreign security company to supply aerial surveillance and drones to this country that can give a complete border patrol, manless border patrol, including drones that can launch attack, can identify locations, can fight and disarm. I did this presentation during Daura when Daura was the head of DSS. This thing didn't go through. It's now today that we are talking about this technology, because that's why I don't like to talk about security angle, because one of the business I promote and I do in my company, that is security, it's intelligent, high profile security. Now, Kaduna Road for the first 5 years, there was a time IG of police deploy a complete team from beginning of Kaduna from Kaduna to Abuja. Well, could you imagine, in between one checkpoint to another, one police station, one police patrol team to another, kidnappers will come and kidnap somebody. If you rush to this checkpoint and tell them that so things is taking place in so place, they will ask you, have you escaped? If you say yes, they say, my friend, go ahead. Go where you're going. And the maximum they can follow these kidnappers into the forest is like 2 kilometers. And if kidnappers take somebody, they will take him almost 200 kilometers inside bush. Okay, now we have an opportunity. I'm talking to Abdullah Ibrahim. Now we have an opportunity that this criminal that are staying somewhere 300 kilometers deep inside the enclaves of this bush, they are able to come out with their weapons and their team to negotiate and drop their weapon under some request from government that will stop them, because the issue is now we can't fight them. Even not because of what the army did in Zamfara last week, this week, up to this week, they're still having some aerial operations in Zamfara state, which is very, very commendable. You understand? Which is very, very commendable. And I know that a situation like what Gumi have been doing and have been saying, and the uproar from public and the complaint from public is what motivated the Nigerian security to start this operation. But this is long overdue. You understand? Communities have been destroyed, lives have been lost. Only in Zamfara state, 80,000 people died. 200,000 people were displaced. I just read it. You understand? In crisis.org, they took that audit and they have the record. I can even send you the article. So in a war like this, in a situation like this, you look at the long-term measures.
Who was responsible for those attacks?
Bandits.
Which tribe, which ethnic group was affected?
No. I told you that ethnic tag is not my issue. I told you it's not. I'm not interested in that issue. I know, but they're criminal. They're criminal, and their victims have no ethnicity. They kill everybody. They kill sheikhs. They kill imams. They kill students. They kill Yoruba. They kill Igbo. They kill Hausa. They catch Oyibo. Everybody, any human being that can give them money, they'll catch.
So you don't agree with Sheikh Gumi that is an ethnic war, and you agree with us that they are criminals?
No, I think we have had this issue long ago. The issue of the ethnic tagging. I told you that it's not my issue, and I didn't buy into that.
Okay, good.
You understand? This is an issue that has been closed. It's just that I'm just telling you that the possibility of having the dialogue that will give our security time to prepare, and it will give them knowledge on the locations of these bandits, because they will even size them. It's not like somebody is sitting down and you want to fight him. You don't know that he's a very bulky, tall, strong man. He was sitting down from one place and you are on top of one stone and you are pointing him that you are ready to fight him. But when the man stand up, you find out that he's like half a meter taller than you. Then you draw back and say, oh boy, I don't know, Senna, so big you are. So what I'm trying to say is now, the army now have opportunity, the security agent have opportunity to size the formation of the bandits, to size the weapons they have. Thank God, through Gumi, we were able to see all their stingers and the guns they have and the equipment they have. So now, if they keep coming, like from Zampara Axis, if they can come, the one from Dogondaji, if they can come, the one from site of Niger and Katsina, if they can come out, the army will just start at the background. They will be looking at them and they will be sizing their weapon. Okay, now you have options.
What will happen?
Let me just comment, please.
All right.
And let's maybe we should try to round off because we still have some other things we have to do.
Of course.
It's time for
Abdulkarim, you have said a lot, and which I am so much interested in. And at the same time, you have spoken extensively on the military approach that will help in curbing all these crimes. But at the same time, I, as a person, I am not an, should I say, an ethnic bigot, and I will never support the profiling of an ethnic group against another one. But there is a very bitter fact that we have to say if we want to be sincere with one another. Should I tell you what has been on my mind? This Boko Haram problem has started since the period or since the administration of Umar Musa Yar'Adua. That was around 2009. Boko Haram war or crisis still lingers in the northern part of Nigeria. Why? The reason is that no matter the tactics or no matter the system our military men adopt, nothing significant will be achieved without the cooperation and support, and at the same time the collaboration of the civilians living in those areas. One thing I've found so disgusting, so saddening, and so amazing at the same time about some northerners is that they still have sympathy for some of these criminal elements. These criminal elements, I've told people, it has gone beyond maybe fighting of one ethnic group against another. In Nigeria today, those that felt the pangs of Boko Haram war are the northerners. They are the northerners. Many northerners have been killed. You also said it. People in Zamfara, you mentioned the number of people that have died. Go to Borno State, go to Yobe State, go to many northeastern states, and even in the northwest. The reason why this war is drawing long and longer is because some civilians among the northerners still have sympathy for these criminal elements. And until I'm sorry for saying this, until you northerners, you are able to talk to one another, that their support, either overtly or covertly, will always keep criminality flourishing. Are you getting me? So as a result of this, after the weapons deployed, no matter the tactics employed, Boko Haram war will never be. That's the reason I've told those who are students of international politics and war in Afghanistan will never be ended. If the United States should continue in the next 50 years, the war will still linger. Why? Because many Afghans, people of Afghanistan, many of them still have sympathy for Taliban. And as a result of this, the war will never be won. The same thing we are having in some parts of the northeastern Nigeria. Some people still collaborate with Boko Haram. They supply them food, They supply them logistics, they spy for them, they take money for them, they work for them. As a result of this, let's be very frank and be very candid. When the issue of Boko Haram or whatever, even bandits, we have many collaborators among civilians in the northwest, in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Kaduna, in Niger State. They are collaborators of these bandits. And as a result of that, no significant achievement will be made by the government. We can continue blaming the government that our security architecture is so weak, it has been overstretched, whatever the term we use for it. The fact still remains that it takes two to tango. This war can only be won by the collaboration of the military and the civilian populace. Are you getting me? So as a result of this, let's just be very frank with ourselves that the people of the north, they have a lot to do on this issue. Some time ago, I heard that a former chairman of a local government, was aiding and abetting banditry. We heard it. So many other people. Governor Mutawali of Zamfara has also said so many things that if people knew the people behind this banditry, they'll be surprised. That means there's a kind of satanic collaboration between this bandit and the civilian populace. So this is a very critical area that we have to look into if we are truly ready to win this war.
Alhaji Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Alhaji Ibrahim.
Yes, I'm listening.
On that point, because since you want to address this issue, and I want you to address this issue technically, there is no any area that a gang of criminals will be operating without having the sympathy of the public.
Sure.
It's a psychological issue. I lived in Niger Delta for 16 years. I was in Niger Delta when militancy started. You understand?
Sure.
I have seen how militancy started as just different cult group fighting themselves. When the Asari joined IYC, become the IYC chairman, he went to Wari, meet in the Delta State, meet some Ijo guys, and then come back to River and say, why are you fighting ourselves? Why don't we unite and fight these people who are stealing our resources? They started bombing pipelines, they started kidnapping Oyibo, all sorts of criminal activities to get known. Then a lot of politicians, for fear of intimidation, they will come in the night, they work with the militants, give them money for weapons, support them in their doing, or give them face so that they can live peaceful. Why? Because if any criminal group overrun the security architecture of any community, then the criminal group will become like a mafia that you have to pay homage to that mafia to survive. There is no any local government chairman in the whole of Zamfara state that can stand any militant, and there is no police station in the whole of Zamfara state that can stand militant. That's the same thing with Borno. You need a complete military barracks to fight a group of militants, or a group of bandits, or a group of Boko Haram. So I don't want you to blame anybody in the north. You are living in an environment that has been saturated by bandits. And when you make a phone call for SOS, it will take you 24 hours for a military team to be approved to be dispatched to their village. Within 3 hours, bandit can destroy 10 towns. You understand? So the issue of, there is an intimidation. You have been coerced, you have been forced and compelled into intimidation. You either smile to them, let them what they have, let them feel like you are with them so that you'll be free. That's the issue. I have lived there. The company I was working with in Port Harcourt, we have to pay money to our batch for our batch to pass through one water. And do you know who negotiate for the money and take to the militant for us to get access? It's a security officer. You understand? It's a security officer that will pay the money. He will take it to the militant. You understand? And then the militant will tell us, okay, now you are granted access. Till my boss finish that work, we have to be paying homage. And that's what we call stay at home. Any contractor in Niger Delta, you know that. You have to hire this militant, hire the indigens, pay them money to stay at home. You give them salary of the same staff that will come to work. Why? So that they will not come to your side and upset your operation. So now, if you blame North or the Northerner on this issue, it means that that's why you see the whole of this crisis management. I have different picture. Like now, if you go to the Southwest, there are politicians who dine with the OPC. Even this Sunday that is making noise, threatening to kill Yoruba chiefs, there are some politicians who are backing him for fear of intimidation. So it's a natural phenomena. Anywhere criminal have power or firepower, if the security is not strong, if the policing in that community is not strong, then the criminal become the police of that area. We have Endeavor here in Kano. You understand? We have Endeavor here in Kano. That any area that you are living, you have plenty Endeavor and they know you. Nobody will come and insult you in that area. So the issue is, let me tell you where the solution. That's one of the issues I've been insisting. I agree with Gumi. Is either the government to improve the policing, to improve community policing, to re-strategize, to improve capacity of the security intelligence, the operations and the intelligence, and the competence of the security operatives, and then the presence of the security in all those porous areas. That's the only solution that will take away the criminals from there. Because when there's presence of security here, then the criminals will go away. Then if the security create opportunity for criminals will occupy the place. It's a natural issue. Now if you go to the Borno axis, all those places that have been taken over by the Boko Haram, you find out the Boko Haram are not there now. Nigerian security are in that place, and the people, they are loyal to the security officers, they are law-abiding citizens, and they are going back to their community. So the issue is
okay. I think
no, the issue is not peculiar. It's not. Excuse me. The issue is not peculiar to northern Nigeria. If you go where the Mafians are operating, the Mafians, you pay tax to the Mafians, and everybody become loyal to the Mafians, or else they will kill you. So if the security is strong, you pay tax to the government, you pay loyalty to the government. If you have any issue, you make a phone call, like what happened in the advanced societies. So where you have security, poor security architecture, you are at the mercy of these bandits. You are at the mercy of these criminals. Are you going to tell me one village in Zamfara that will just be surrounded by bandits, that 1 kilometer by bandits? Then what are they going to say?
Yeah, I think we have said a whole lot, and
but you understand my point about about intimidated people who live within the vicinity of criminals.
Yes.
Why some people feel like they are compromised?
Yeah. Okay. But you want to say something, Madam Ibrahim?
I think to my dear brother over there, he has spoken extensively on the issue of security, which I believe that the government has a lot to put in place when it comes to security of lives and property of the northern people. But at the same time, as I have said, no matter the effort any individual wants to put in terms of assisting the government, has to have the nod of those in authority. We should not act in isolation. Like if you have direct access to Sheikh Gumi, I'll just advise you that you should help us assist in talking to him so that he will see reason.
Gumi has done his own. Gumi has brought this bandit from bush thousands, and they are ready to drop their weapons. But the government didn't support the idea. Even the Nigerian defense, the military have sent him a warning.
Let me explain this. Let me
arrive. Gumi went to bush. Nobody in the whole of Nigeria, crisis.
We have understood that issue, that Gumi went to the bush. He went to admonish
and criminals came out.
I'm coming. They came out.
No, you have to add that one. You have to add that. And they brought their weapons.
They brought their weapons, which they never surrendered. Are you getting me?
Yes, so, because he was waiting for government backup. They can't surrender the weapons. They know that Gumi is an individual. Gumi is listen, those criminals.
Government should not pay
No,
them.
no, no.
Government should not pay
We
them.
are not talking of payment. Gumi, they know that Gumi will not protect, will not guarantee them any safety. The safety is their goal. If the government say, okay, we are not fighting, you don't fight.
Let me explain this. Let me explain this. I'm coming, please. Let me explain this. If truly admonition of Gumi has really touched the hearts of these bandits, they shouldn't expect anything from the government again. They should just lay down their arms and repent, and then get themselves integrated into the society.
No. That's Alhaji Brian. That's not correct. They need assurance. They need assurance that they are going to stop this criminality. They need assurance from the government.
Hold on. Please, I'm coming. Sorry. Let me hold you. Please hold on. Sorry, please. I have to mute you. Malam Abdulkarim, you are saying something that Gumi brought out the bandits. Gumi did not bring out any bandits. Let me be clear with you. Let me be very frank. He did not bring out any bandits. He only did that probably because they were being overpowered, and then he wanted to make a case for them. Hold on, please. You know why?
Overpowered.
Hold on.
Let's let's just round off this.
Can we have 5 minute break? Let's play Maghrib and come back.
No. We still have some other things to do. I'm sorry. We can create another forum where we discuss. Yes. I'm very ready for that. Maybe some other days. We can be doing this. We can be doing this week.
Okay, now
next week Sunday is fine.
There's no problem. I will be around.
Okay. I honestly enjoyed.
Just give us 1 minute to conclude.
All right, 1 minute.
One is number one. I appreciate this discussion, and I have seen your genuine concern for this issue. You understand? And the issue that actually you people focus on is the issue of making it look like ethnic volatile matter, and then downplaying the gravity of the offense that these people are doing to the nation. You understand? I clearly understand this issue. But my own issue is you have a serious crime going on. It's just like your house caught fire. And then you were just asking, how does this fire started? Instead of you pouring water onto the fire. My own issue is an emergency solution to this issue. Make sure that these bandits drop their weapons, even on flimsy promises by the government, for the government to strategize and have a proper plan on how to deal with the occurrence of this type of criminality in future. Because I show you one, after bandit, there will be another group of criminals. You understand? Certainly criminals will come up after bandits. And then the reason why we have the policing authority, the military, the defense, and we call them agent of crisis. We call them agent of crisis in sociology, in political science. This agent of crisis, they are there to bring back law and order. Okay, now you have a very strong force of criminals who are ready to accept dialogue. And then at the other side, the security want to fight them, and the security doesn't have capacity to fight them. While they're making innocent Nigerians vulnerable. While dialogue can be able to solve this problem within few months without any casualty. This is my signing up.
All right.
Thank you. In conclusion, I feel so satisfied with the content of this discourse, and I will want to implore my dear brother Lucas to always
Lucas,
we can make this, yeah, he did well. We can make this a weekly discourse so that views and opinions will be shared online for people's benefit. Madam Abdulkarim, you have really spoken well, which I so much appreciate, and I pray that a lasting solution will be found to the insecurity problem in the north. But before rounding off, I would like to appeal to you that if you still have that closeness with Sheikh Gumi and some other stakeholders in the north, help appeal to them that banditry is a raging fire that if left to thrive will definitely consume everyone. Tell them that they should find a way.
They are aware.
Yes. Tell them that they should find a way
Last week,
I know.
our northern governors had meeting in Abuja, in Kaduna, with the Nigerian defense. They had meeting. They discussed all over these issues. Everybody's aware. We lost 50% of farm produce because of banditry. 50%. That's why food is very expensive.
And it is affecting Nigerians. It is affecting
everybody.
It is affecting Southerners.
A fat guy like me now cannot go to farm outside town because my friend who is a police officer, who is a supervisor of anti-kidnapping court in Kano here, he told me, Abdul, don't ever drive motor from here to Abuja. Could you imagine, since I left Abuja last 2 years ago, I have been going to Abuja with plane. My last money, I will use my last money to enter plane. I will be crying inside the plane. Money that's supposed to buy rice, I will use it to pay flight ticket. And I don't like even flying.
So security
I hate flying because I'm always afraid.
I'm telling you, security issue is everyone's concern. And we should.
So this is an amazing discussion. Lucas, extend our regards to Babatunde and Babatunde, the other gentleman, Abdullahi Babatunde, that he has been writing very sensible comments, and I appreciate his way of engagement. So maybe people like that, next time you can put like 3 more people on this issue.
Yes.
And then I will call one of my friend Aliyu, Nuruddin Aliyu, who is another pro-Gumi. But that one is a 100% pro-Gumi. It's 100%. You need to deal with that guy.
We would like to have him on board.
I will invite him. He's an engineer. I will invite him.
Lucas, we can just try to round off so that
and then my last message, please, to the Yoruba folks. Honestly, there is a lot of people that appreciate and love Yoruba people in the north, and nobody can change that. The second family we have in terms of region is Yoruba region. Nobody can take that. These are the people that we share a lot of things. Even the non-Muslim Yoruba, we share a lot of custom. That custom of respect, identifying elders, giving people respect, not because of money, because of their age or because of their knowledge. We have it. It's only in Hausa community and Yoruba community that you find out somebody is being respected, not because of money, just because of his age and his knowledge. So please, and Ibrahim, use this opportunity to promote this message of peaceful coexistence and respect, this multicultural, cross-cultural relationship. This is the only solution to the future of Nigeria.
That's what we've been doing since. That's what we've been doing.
Malam Abdulkarim and Malam Ibrahim, thank you very much for your time. The idea of the Osun Open Space Discourse is to promote healthy and intellectual discussions, debates amongst Nigerians, different from what we can obtain on the social media. You see people come on social media today. They about 3 years ago, I used to debate on debate.org. It's the #1 international debate website. You have lots of people with debate business, philosophy, religion, politics. But come on Twitter, everybody wants to drag you. They want to use it to do memes. You understand? So that was why we had the Osun. So we have people who gather at the Freedom Park. That is in Oshogbo. So we are there physically anyway. And then we discuss religion, politics, science, and philosophy, something like that. So where I'm in Kano at the moment. So that was why we decided to take the discussion to the social media as virtual. Though people can join us anyway when we meet. They join us online and share their own opinions as well. 2 weeks ago, we discussed is it time for Nigeria to split? So next week, Sunday, hopefully, we would love to continue this discussion. And I would love to bring an Igbo person and most likely a Christian as well. So to make the conversation more interesting. So thank you for your time. I appreciate every one of you. The Osun Open Space discourse, thanks you a whole lot. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.